We often like to think of markets as happening external to politics, but in reality, policy from government shapes all facets of how markets actors interact with each other, especially if they're going across borders and operating between different countries and different jurisdictions. Really what makes an economy stable at the global level is if we have a consensus amongst the different economies about how things should run, and we have a very large, powerful economy that's able to enforce those rules that have broad consensus amongst the participating countries. There's always going to be ones on the outside, but as long as they're particularly small and not that influential, they won't disrupt the broader system. Economic instability comes when there isn't that one major strong power to oversee the rules of the game, or if that consensus starts to break down amongst different countries within the global economy. Susan Strange was a scholar looking at this idea of hegemony, and hegemony means that you are the most powerful economy in the world, the most powerful player in the world, and no coalition of countries could even match you, and that's what it means to be a hegemon. There are 4 aspects of structural power to ensure hegemony. The first aspect, military power, is defined as being able to determine your own security as well as the security of others. So that means you can provide security to others and extend it to others, or you can deny them security. Informational power is the ability to control the generation and distribution of knowledge and information. Productive power is the ability to determine who makes what, where, and at what reward. And essentially what this means is not only the ability to make things yourself, although that is important for productive power, but to determine where production takes place. The most powerful companies in the world determine where production takes place. So if a lot of those companies happen to be based in one economy, that means that economy can still have productive power, even if manufacturing doesn't necessarily take place there. And this has been the case for the United States, that has seen an exodus of manufacturing since the sort of 1970s, but because American companies are so large and powerful, they still retain productive power. Financial power is this idea of the exorbitant privilege, and what that means is that you can settle your debts with the rest of the world and meet your financial obligations with the rest of the world with your own currency. And the United States is the only economy that can currently do that. Interdependencies can create both opportunities and risks for economies. If we're entering a period of fragmentation and competition like we are, these sort of relationships can become weaponized. And this creates both vulnerabilities and strengths. China, for example, because it depends on importing certain technology and capital goods, this means it is now exposed if access to those markets is to dry up for political reasons. So that's the vulnerability. The strength comes from the ability to do the same. So when China, for example, put export controls on rare earth and critical minerals as part of a negotiating tactic with the Trump administration, it was essentially weaponizing others' dependencies on itself in order to gain an upper hand. Australia is in a very privileged position geopolitically in that we are in the Asian region and we are a crucial ally of the United States in that region. So while the United States is reassessing its commitment to alliances such as NATO, it's reaffirming its relationship with the Asian allies, which is seen as crucial to its new foreign policy objectives. And because we do have a relationship of mutual interdependencies with China, we've been able to maintain relatively good relationships with China as well. We've had some hiccups along the way, but ultimately we have amicable relationships with China. We need to be alert of shifts in the global distribution of power and shifts in the global economy and adapt as we can. And luckily, Australia has a dynamic economy, a sophisticated economy, a highly educated workforce, so we're well placed to meet the challenges of the new era.